So I've been to the garden centre today. I've got a pot for my olive tree and some other goodies. Now what am I going to put in this? I'm going to put this. I think everybody loves a fresh summer salad, so imagine walking out into your back garden or onto your balcony and picking fresh ingredients for that perfect salad. Now that is my goal. I want to create a summer salad bar that's not just convenient, but it's going to let me enjoy some healthy and flavourful produce. Now I know that eating healthier can be really tough, and especially with the high cost of groceries in the store and the price of fresh vegetables. And I don't know about you, but there's been so many times where I've bought a bag of salad, put it in the fridge, I've taken some and then left it for a few days, and then when you go back it's all wilted and horrible and it's no good, and you just throw it away, and it's just such a wicked waste. So the idea of growing my own lettuce, for instance, means that I can just pick the leaves that I need on the day and let the rest carry on growing. So whenever I pick it, it's always completely fresh. So I'm just going to finish filling these troughs with multi-purpose compost, and then I'll show you what I'm going to put in there. So to create your salad bar, you're going to need to choose what to plant for a basic salad. So pick a variety of leaves such as lettuce and spinach. So I've got a selection of salad leaves, and I've got my Lollo Rosso. And you might want to plant some herbs with it, so maybe some basil and parsley. But really you need to think about what you like in your salads, and your plants are going to need at least 4 to 6 hours of direct sunlight each day. Now I'm using a well draining potting mix that holds the moisture, but it's not going to drown the plants, because overwatering is a common mistake for beginners, so you're going to need to be very careful. But as your plants grow, you're going to need to thin them out to give them enough space, but this shouldn't be too much of an issue if you're picking your leaves young. And the best time to plant depends on where you live, but late spring and early summer is usually good. Now I guess salads mean different things to different people. For me, a salad always has a nice juicy tomato in it, and I've got plenty of tomato plants developing, but they're not going to be anywhere near ready, and they're certainly not going to be producing fruit till mid to late summer. So they will grow in the greenhouse together with the peppers and the chilies. Now I may risk the odd pepper outside, but generally I grow those in the greenhouse, and again they're not going to start producing fruit until midsummer. But I do have some spring onions, and I've got some spinach and some chard. So the spinach and chard, I'm going to allow those to get a lot bigger, but I'm going to put them in pots next to the troughs. So they're going to be part of the salad bar, but they're going to be in separate containers. So let's get these outside and let's get planting up. I'm going to start with some Lollo Rosso. So I'll take one of these out. We have I've got various different salad leaves. So I have this one next. It's a different sort of texture. And then I'm going to have some spring onions in between. just stick them in like that. So I think that'll do for the first one. So I've just prepared these 2 pots. So I'm going to put some chard in this one. Maybe just 2 plants. So I'm going to put spinach in this one. So even if you don't have much space, you can still grow a salad garden. As you can see, many compact greens are going to do really well in containers. And if you're concerned about pests, then there are natural ways to protect your plants. Now, if you look at the pot in the middle with the chard, I've put a marigold. Marigolds are brilliant. They've got a very, very strong scent, and they are great for deterring aphids and black fly. So I think now these are in, they'll start putting their roots down and begin to bulk up. So I should think in probably about a week, when we come back to them, they're going to look quite a bit different. I'm just trying to repot my olive. It's had a good soak. And I've made a mix with multi-purpose compost, some farmyard manure and lots of horticultural grit to give it really good drainage, because it's a Mediterranean plant, so it is thirsty but it doesn't want to sit waterlogged. Put it in its place. Now, you won't have realised this, but when I started doing my salad bar, that was a week ago, I have had some technical problems with the recording and editing. Oh my goodness. It's all sorted, but I had to go back to work, which means I haven't had a chance to come back out here. So in the meantime, I've done a lot of pricking out and potting on in the greenhouse, which I'll show you in a minute, but I'm going to carry on with my salad bar because there is more to do. I'll just show you my beans. I've got Scarlet Empire runner beans, and of the dwarf I've got one Pongo and two of the Blotti at the back. They're doing fabulously well. I've only got one Purple Queen. I did put in two, but only one's come up. So of the 3 courgettes, I've only got 2 come up, so I've just got to sow another seed. And my Golden Gate climbing French beans, they're the flat yellow pods, and my favourite. I sowed 6 seeds, nothing came up, so I've bought a new packet of seeds and I've sown another 6. And in front of that I've got 4 Cobra and one that's a little bit mutated. I don't know what it's doing, but it's kind of rectifying itself, but it was germinating under the soil instead of poking through. And then sweet corn, there's 15 sweet corn, only one's come up. So again, I've bought fresh seed and I've re-sown all of those. But I'm really pleased with these at the back. This is the Yukikuri, if that's how you pronounce it, squash. So I've got 3 of those. Now I have done some pricking out. So these are all celeriac. I've still got more chard and spinach to go out in the garden. I've potted up my sweet peppers. This is the Frigatello, so they've gone up a size in pot. These are cayenne chili peppers. These have been potted on. The tomatoes, some of the smaller plants have been potted on, but the ones at the back, they were done quite some weeks ago. They're ready to go up to the next stage as well. And then over here I've got even more salad leaves to go out in the garden, and I've pricked out and potted on the brassicas that I want to keep. So I've kept 6 of the cauliflower, 4 of the calabash cabbage, I've got 2 kohlrabi green and 2 kohlrabi red, and I've got 4 Brussels sprouts. But what I want to do today, and this is carrying on with my salad bar, is pricking out these herbs. So some will go in the garden and some will go in containers. So these are my herbs. Now I've got 6 of the coriander, so I'm going to put 1 in each pot. I've got my pots all ready. The basil are going to go in one of these trays. Now I've got plenty of the red basil, but only 1 of the green. I might try and sow some more seed, but it's getting a bit late now. I've got to go and do my food shopping tomorrow. I might buy one of their fresh pots of basil in the salad section, and I can split them up and pot them on. So that's a bit of a cheat, but at least I'll have some green basil. I've got some parsley. I'll have a couple of plants to go out in the garden, and I might put a couple in pots. And I've got some sorrel as well. I'm not sure how many of these I'm going to keep, but I've got a few to choose from. So I'm going to take the coriander. Lift that up carefully. So we'll tease them apart. Hold them by the leaves. Don't ever hold them by the stem, because if you pinch or damage it, that'll be the end of it for that plant. So when you're handling them, pick them up by the leaves. I should top that up in a minute. So I just tease it apart. Oh, you can smell it already. So I'm just holding it, sorry, I'm left-handed, so I do things back to front. That needs some more compost, so I'll top those up in a minute. Right, let's just top those up. I might be able to use some of this compost. So that's the coriander. So the next one I want to do is the basil. So this is the basil. Oh, it smells divine. Right, let's top them up. The basil done. I'll give them all a good soak in a minute. I've got 3 left. Shall I pot them up? I might give them to my neighbour. Right, so they all need a drink. I still need to do some more pricking out in the greenhouse, but I'm kind of split between 2 jobs at the moment. Now, I sat here a few weeks back talking about my pond and how I couldn't get any plants, but I managed to get one marsh marigold, so I'd put it in the pond. What I didn't realise at the time, and I should have known because I've learnt this from past experience, I should have really checked the pot, because over a matter of days, I was really quite shocked by it. The pond turned slimy green, so it was obviously an algae of some sort, but I think the plant had introduced it. It was in the pot, and the water, it just was absolutely floating with this slimy green stuff. So I couldn't have it like that, and I tried cleaning up the pot and the plant, but it's really difficult to get rid of the algae, so I've binned the plant. That's gone in the compost. It's a real shame. And I emptied the pond. Then I thought what I really need to do is give the gravel a really good clean. It took me hours. I had several buckets and I was taking handfuls of it and rinsing it over and over and over until it was clean. And the last bit that was in the butler sink, I think I got a little bit too vigorous with it. But anyway, nevertheless, I got it all clean, set it up again. I then went to Cambridge and I managed to get some really nice plants. So I set it up properly, put the fountain in it. It was lovely, really nice. Came home from work and it was 3/4 empty. And I thought, surely, I know we had hot temperatures, but surely the fountain is not going to cause it to evaporate that quickly. So I topped it up Came back out a few hours later and it dropped again, and I'd realised I'd created a leak. The silicone seal, I think I must have damaged with the gravel, so I had to empty it all again. So all my plants are in buckets, and I've took out the old bung and I've done a new one. It's all sealed again and it's sat for 48 hours. I put about an inch of water in there and I've just monitored it and it hasn't changed. So I know now that I can actually refill the pond. So honestly, last week has been a comedy of errors. It's been nothing but mishaps and it's all self-induced. So let's get this pond reconstructed. So the first thing I need to do is spread out all of this gravel. You can see it's nice and clean. Put that brick there to create a shelf. So the pond is all set up now. The fountain's not working fully because there's not enough sunlight on it, so it's just pulsating at the moment, but the more sun we get, the more it will start to flow. So the plants that I've got in here, I'll just give you the common names for now and I'll put the Latin names on the screen. So this is a horsetail, and it is a very versatile plant because it can grow in deep water, it can grow in shallow water and boggy soil, and it can actually grow in the garden as well, as long as it's kept moist. So that's the first one. The second one is a soft rush, which is this one here. Now I chose both of these because if you get hoverfly larvae and any other type of larvae, when they hatch they can climb up these stems, so it aids with their metamorphosis. So that's those two plants. And then I've got the creeping jenny, which has always been in this pond. It's growing in the overflow and it just seems totally happy there. And then the final plant is an oxygenator, which is called red stem parrot's feather. So as I say, I'll put these cards on the screen for you, but fingers crossed now it's not going to leak. I've also put a barley bag in there to hopefully try and keep the pond clean, but I should probably get some daphnia as well, and if I can get some snails, water snails, then that will help to keep the algae down and the pond clean. So I'm chuffed. It's been a nightmare to say the least the last few days. It's just been really tricky, but all the issues are solved now. So I'm going to go back in the greenhouse now and carry on with my pricking out and potting on. So I'm back in the greenhouse and I'm going to prick out this one and only basil. I'm going to prick out some of the parsley and the sorrel, but I've had no end of problems with the laptop again this afternoon. I keep getting error message after error message and it keeps crashing, so I think I've got a virus on there now which needs to be dealt with. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed that I can actually get this video out tonight or tomorrow, but we'll just have to see. But it's been over a week in the making. Anyway, despite all that, I'm really chuffed with my new salad bar. It's going to be really practical. and I'm really looking forward to it and having all those juicy salads in the summer. So most of it is in one place. I've got an area dedicated outside where all the salad leaves are together, and then in the greenhouse I've got various tomatoes, which they've still got a bit of time before they go into their final growing space, but I'll be having some juicy tomatoes. I've got peppers, I've got chilies, so I've got all my salad leaves and my lettuce and some herbs, and with a bit of luck I might even have some olives. So if you're planning on doing something similar, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. And if you're new to my channel, then please consider subscribing. And before I go, it's RHS Malvern this coming Sunday. I'm going to be there, and there is going to be lots and lots of other YouTubers. We're all meeting up. So hopefully there'll be a video sometime towards the end of next week, covering everything that we get up to. So I'll see you all in the next one. So take care and happy gardening, everybody. I'm Annie, and this is my kitchen garden.